Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are watching in the world. My name is Sean Driver, and this is the Red Horde. Starting a new feature, going to try and give the Wrexham Wrap Up, a quick hitter of the week's events, things that have gone on in rapid succession to just try and get you caught up on the week that was for Wrexham. First up, the club introduced their new jerseys. New sponsors, new jerseys, Dragon Wing Red being the name of the color that they went with. I have to admit that I'm actually a fan of the jerseys. The colors took me a little bit to look at, and to get a couple of pictures. Wasn't successful in getting my hands on the first one. I got a hat before they came. Was trying to get one. No success. I will look to see what else I can get in the future. But anyways, United Airlines, new sponsor that's going to be on the front. Vista Print ends up moving from the sleeve to the back, replacing Expedia. The sleeves, they have to be clear. You're going to end up in the EFL with two different patches required by the league. EFL patch on one side, Sky Bet on the other. Betty Buzz with the new training sponsorship, and so excited to get those out. And of course, maybe the more controversial of all of the changes that occurred, the race course now has a sponsor, Stoke Coffee being there. I have to admit it's worked. I noticed Stoke for the first time in walking past in the 7-Eleven and took a look and said, hey, maybe I should end up giving that a try, and did. So the sponsorship's already working. Next topic, awards. Paul Mullen, after the FA Cup final was completed, was named the winner of the Golden Ball as the leading scorer for that competition after that final. Also, earlier in the month, the National League voted on their top players of the season. Congratulations have to go out to Paul Mullen, Elliot Lee, and Ben Tozer for making that list as team of the season for the National League. And then further to that, the FA Cup, after the final, released its team of the tournament, and Paul Mullen and Tozer were also named to that squad. No transfer news to report, just random speculation that seems to be out there. Some chaotic suggestions, maybe ours that we've made are also included in that list. Parkinson did come out and say in an interview, he declared that not to anticipate that there would be any signings going forward, that they were building towards their future, and that he's confident in the team that he has. So it may be some time before we see anything occur on that front. In exciting news, Jacob Mendy got his first call up to play in the AFCON qualifiers for Gambia. They actually played just a couple of days ago and defeated South Sudan. So now their next game is in September. So we'll be into the heart of the season, the start of the season anyways. For Mendy, he wore number 16 and was listed as a substitution. Unfortunately for him, didn't get an opportunity to come up off the bench and into the game. But he was there for the team, anticipated to be there for September. So we will see how that proceeds. For Gambia, they'll have their next game against the Congo, and then they're in a three-way race there to determine who will qualify for the African Cup of Nations. That's with Gambia, Congo, and Mali all fighting it out on the final day. So we shall see what happens. Speaking of the jerseys, we mentioned the sponsors. The jersey sales occurred on Monday, crashed the ordering system. There were complaints throughout the internet of people who ended up with multiple sales when intending to only get one. Some people didn't get any. The reselling of jerseys are all over different sites on the interweb. So I guess that's always a sign of a strong sports club when you end up getting the black market involved. Frustrating, I'm sure, for Wrexham fans. Even the club, the ownership themselves. But it is rather remarkable that Wrexham did release the numbers. The year before the takeover occurred, there were 2,750 jerseys sold. That was home and away. They had 8,600 home shirts sold during the pre-order. And that's the championship-like totals they advise. So there's an initial pre-order of about 35,000 jerseys. I'm going to suggest to them it might be wise to go about securing some extra ones, especially when you consider that the documentary is still yet to come out, and there's probably going to be some new fans joining the club as well. We know that this week there will be big news on Thursday, and that is that the fixtures are going to be released. All 46 games will be released at 9 o'clock a.m. Wales time on Thursday, the 22nd of June. Then at 11:30 in the morning on the same day, The Papa John's EFL trophy groups will be determined, so that's going to be one of the U21 academies with the 3 teams put into a group to start off that competition. Then at 2:30 p.m., all on the same day, Wrexham's going to learn its first round opponent for the EFL Cup, the Carabao Cup. We know that Kings of Leon was at the racecourse, if not sold out, pretty bloody close to being sold out. Which then did bring me to the EFL regulations, and specifically 1.14 and 1.16 of Appendix A to the sports cost management protocols, which end up saying that stadium revenue counts as turnover. So I guess the message is bring everybody that's going through the UK to the racecourse over the summer. Fill that stadium up. Hopefully there's lots of entertainment for Wrexham people to go through and enjoy. Would love to be able to talk about the women's team. It's impossible to get information. Even going to the official Adrian pronunciation, somebody help me please. The table just spins. So very difficult to get results. I did get some on one day and then they stopped working again the next. So it's a little bit frustrating. We know from Wiki what the schedule will largely look like and who the teams are. But beyond that, that's all that's out there on the internet. So I'm looking at you, Football Association of Wales, to help us out, get the information out there. But if anyone has those details and you want to get involved, whether that be making videos, whether that be just communicating the details to me so that I can share them, very happy to communicate and connect with anyone who's got those sorts of details. I guess that's it. That's all for the Wrexham Wrap. Finally looking forward to releasing these videos, releasing the internet website that we've come up with, getting out onto the socials. This has been a project to put everything together. Click the subscribe buttons on the socials, follow along, send your comments. Constructive criticisms are always welcome. Join the team, sign up for Horde book. I'm just excited to see what, if anything, happens once we click and advise the world that we're out there. Cheers.